Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Casey Field for tonight's ball game between the visiting Front Royal Cardinals and your Covington Lumberjacks. We're 12 minutes away here from first pitch. The official start time has been moved back to 6:40. It's a day that has a lot of question marks around this ball game, but we've arrived and the field is in good enough condition to where it looks like this ball game is going to get played. We'll be back shortly with starting lineups for the visiting Front Royal Cardinals. The starting pitcher for your Covington Lumberjacks. Again, it's the 11-16 Front Royal Cardinals and the 9-17 Covington Lumberjacks here at Casey Field at 6:40. We'll be back in a moment. We near first pitch here at Casey Field. I'm Richard Terry, the broadcaster for your Covington Lumberjacks, and we'll get right into starting lineups for the visiting Front Royal Cardinals. Leading off, it's the center fielder, sporting the number 10, a left-handed hitter, James Green. Batting second in right field, the right-handed batter, Danny Orr. Batting third, catching tonight for the Cardinals, it's Dominic Archilla. Batting fourth at DH, it's Boone Hosey. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Carter Bailey. Batting sixth at shortstop, Sean Andrade. Batting seventh in left field, number 55, Zane Coggins. Batting eighth at first base, it's Jonathan Masson. And rounding out the lineup for the Cardinals, At third base, it's Luke Monico. Now the lineup for your Covington Lumberjacks. Leading off in left field from Western Oklahoma State College, it's Isaiah Robledo. Batting second from Eckerd. Catching, it's Jake Ambrosio. Batting third, they call him Cheeky. It's the third baseman, Jose Alfonso. Batting fourth from Maryland Eastern Shore, he has been on a tear in his last few games. It's Darius Brown. Batting fifth, making his debut for the Lumberjacks in right field, it's John Aquando. Batting sixth, the first baseman, left-handed hitting Luca Mendez. Batting seventh, they call him Woody. He's the DH Jack Dorlag. Batting eighth at shortstop, it's Dario Castillo. And batting ninth, another member of the Western Oklahoma State College squad, it's Frankie Clark. On the mound tonight for your Lumberjacks, it's Jesus Gonzalez, who is also making his debut for the Lumberjacks. When we return, it'll be Jesus Gonzalez on the mound for your Lumberjacks, facing the Front Royal Cardinals. Jesus Gonzalez prepares to throw his first pitch as a Covington Lumberjack. Jesus from Florida Memorial, another Florida native from Hialeah, Florida. Sporting the number 41. Jesus is, let's say, a pretty large human being. It's 6'4", 215. He's a part of an influx of Lumberjacks that'll be making their debuts in the next coming games. It's the first Lumberjacks game, officially, I'd say, since their game against Culpeper last Friday. It was the July 4th break, and then Sunday against Stanton was the controversial forfeit win for the Lumberjacks after Stanton had an eligible player in their lineup. So we arrived to now, July 8th, officially 5 days after the last Lumberjacks full game played, and even then that was only 7 innings. So it's been a while without true 9-inning baseball, and there's certainly speculation on what sort of baseball we'll get today. Waking up this morning, it seemed that the decision was looming on whether or not this game would get played, and eventually the word was it was going to be around a 6:30 start time. Front Royal left at 2:15. They got here right at around 6 o'clock. And even without their head coach, the Cardinals prepare to play the Lumberjacks on a Casey Field surface that has seen better days, but it's good enough for baseball. Lumberjacks have done everything in their power to make this game playable. But when that first pitch gets thrown by Jesus Gonzalez, the decision will now rest in the hands of our 3 umpires. Weather at the moment is letting off, and there was speculation whether that would be the case. It was a rain shower at around 4 o'clock that really put doubt into today's ball game, but that didn't last long enough. At around 8 o'clock, radar reads that there's possibly some weather coming from the Lewisburg area and then also possibly from the Blacksburg area. But it's been like that all day, and Covington survived. Jesus Gonzalez readies for his first pitch. Here it comes. It's going to be a check swing, ground ball right at the first base line. It stays fair, and it's a first pitch out off the bat of James Green. 3 unassisted, and Jesus Gonzalez gets his Lumberjack career started quite nicely. Wonder if the field wasn't softened up by the rain earlier, if that ball would have stayed fair. It just sat rolling down the first base line right next to the chalk. Luca Mendez able to pick it up and tag the bag. 1 pitch, 1 out. Danny Orr now steps in the batter's box. So his first pitch to Orr is an off-speed that drops in for strike 1. Danny Orr with a classic no batting gloves look. Orr from York College, but he's a Virginia native, Ashburn. Gonzalez readies for his 0-1. Here it comes. Goes back to the off-speed, or sat back on it and gave it a ride. Fouled on the left field line. Ball's 2 strikes. We're on the season. A .307 batting average. Reaches base at a .364 clip. Gonzalez has him in a hole here. Looking for his first strikeout in the Lumberjacks uniform. From the stretch he deals. This one's going to be popped straight up. First base side and out of play. Would have been able to hear Jake Ambrosio roaring from his catcher's spot, telling Luca Mendez he didn't have a play on it. Count will stay no balls, 2 strikes. Ambrosio is a part of a Lumberjacks defense that's been pretty solid on the season. They've allowed 23 unearned runs. Front Royal on the other side has allowed 45 unearned runs. Lumberjacks need to stay solid defensively in a game against the 2 teams in the bottom of their divisions. Gonzalez with another 0-2. This one going to miss up and away. Some trickery out there on the radar gun as that latest pitch read at 58 miles per hour. I don't think Gonzalez's fastball is at 58 or we'd be having some problems. All in all, it was a fastball for a ball. Now Gonzalez is 1-2. A swing and a miss on a fastball that reads at 97 miles per hour. I don't think that pitch was at 97 either, but either way, it's a strikeout for Jesus Gonzalez and 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. I guess the task today is to figure out what the proper reading is, because now we have a 77 showing up and a pitch hasn't even been thrown. Dominic Archilla steps into the batter's box for a lefty-lefty battle, trying to get Front Royal a base runner here in the top of the first as he takes a fastball head high for ball 1. Archilla, another front royal hitter, hitting above the 300 mark. He steps into the batter's box today with a 302 batting average. 1-0 is a swing and a miss. He was way out in front of a curveball moving away from him. 1 ball, 1 strike as Gonzalez has had a couple of batters forward on those off speeds. Archilla from Wichita State prepares for a 1-1 that Gonzalez throws now. Another swing and a miss, off speed, blowing away in the dirt.
Only 2 strikes.
Brogio thought it was strike 3. It was not. Archilla, it looked like almost everybody thought it was strike 3, maybe except for the batters. The umpire gave the strike 3 call. It's funny when stuff like that happens because the home plate umpire was the man who called the first pitch of ball. I seem to forget about that. But we're all reset. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dominic Archilla. The pitch from Gonzalez is inside. Archilla really hugging the home plate. That one nearly brushed up against him, and it seemed to be right on the inner edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the front royal 3-hole hitter. Gonzalez goes back to the off speed. This one's bounced in front of the plate. It's a full count. Gonzalez at Florida Memorial this season pitched 1 2/3 innings where he surrendered a 33.6 ERA. Guys don't know what you're throwing here in the VBL. The simple task early on is to throw strikes. This full count pitch to Archilla is going to be lined into left field. A single for Dominic Archilla, and Front Royal as their first base runner. Didn't seem to be all that hard hit. Daryl Castillo could only give a glove to it, throw it up in the air basically, and watch it go by, as that one was elevated enough to drop softly into the left center gap. Those are going to be interesting to see played out there today. That is a mushy outfield. Slick as well. Traditionally, the balls kind of check up here, but you wonder if the water that's sitting in the grass out there will have an effect. Archilla takes the lead off of first base. Now Boone Hosey takes a first pitch strike. Hosey, in only his 4th game, is 3 for 12 as a Cardinal. He's from the University of North Florida. I'm sure he has familiarity with some of the players on the Covington squad. Gonzalez's 0-1 is way upstairs. Gonzalez at 6'4", at least from this vantage point, seems to make himself appear a little bit shorter on the mound and then extends out at the end, but he kind of hunches through his delivery, as his 1-1 is an off-speed one inside. Ambrosio all over it. It's 2-1. Saw Hosey talking to Jake Ambrosio before the ball game. Hosey, a catcher himself, so both the catchers discussing. And I wonder if there's any known communication from the two before. 2-1 pitch is a fastball that misses up and away. 3-1. Ambrosio, of course, plays his college ball at Eckerd. Hosey at the University of North Florida, both Florida colleges. Hosey looks to be the second base runner to reach for the Cardinals here in the top of the first as he faces a 3-1 pitch from Gonzalez. It's delivered now and is a fastball in the zone for strike 2. See the mound, it's not the traditional dirt. It's primarily covered in turf as it was a little bit muddy when the tarp got pulled off of it earlier. As the full count from Gonzalez garners a swing and a miss. Gonzalez gets 2 Ks in the top of the first inning. We head to the bottom half where your Jacks look to take an early lead. 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the first. It's a rare occasion that Front Royal or Covington has matched up with a team this season that has been what I'd say similar statistically to one another. Today, both of the bottom teams in the North and South Division matched up for the first and only time this season. Front Royal enters this ball game with a league second to worst ERA, 6.22 and a WHIP at 1.78. Lumberjacks similar in that category. They're ninth with a 6.18 ERA and a 1.72 WHIP. And then from the hitting side, Front Royal is a little bit better. For the Lumberjacks, they're worse in batting average, slug, and on-base percentage. Lumberjacks will look to turn that around as today they face Riley Bridges. Bridges from Stony Brook enters the ball game in 12 innings of work with a 4.5 ERA. He's allowed 8 runs, 6 of them earned. If there's anything that stands out from this Front Royal team, it's the defensive blunders they've had. As a squad, they have 64 errors this season. Another thing to note for the Lumberjacks, while the stats remain where they're at, again, 12th in all the hitting categories, partially due to the fact that they've had some games cut short. For example, the Stanton win, that was only an inning. And then also some new faces like Isaiah Robledo, who will lead off here. Robledo is 1 for 3 in his 1 game played. First pitch he gets from Riley Bridges is a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Bridges from Stony Brook, his first pitch was at 89 miles per hour. Second one is a fastball upstairs. Robledo did not swing. It's 2 balls, no strikes. This feels like an early season ball game just with how many new faces there are for the Lumberjacks. In reality, as that one's in there for strike 1 to Robledo, 2 balls, 1 strike. In reality for the Lumberjacks, this is now their 28th or 27th ball game played. 2 balls, 1 strike. Robledo takes a fastball low and away. It's 3-1. For the Lumberjacks in July, they're 2-2. When it gets Culpepper the day before July 4th, the 3rd, a run rule win. And it gets Stanton on the 5th. A forfeit win as Isaiah Robledo lines this one into center field. It'll check up for a single to start the ball game out for the Lumberjacks. Isaiah Robledo, a leadoff single. James Green can only watch that one drop in front of his feet. That'll bring up Jake Ambrosio, who will look to advance the runner, or maybe even better, score on the season for Ambrosio. He has 2 sack hits. He's a guy that is not scared to put a bunt down. 250 batting average. Plato takes the lead off of first base as Bridges comes with an off-speed that catches his low and away edge for strike 1. One point, the Lumberjacks had 4 catchers on the staff. They're down to 2 as Kelvin Pereira heads back to Ole Miss. It's now just Ambrosio and Jake Levesque. So 2 catchers, 2 Jakes. Check on Robledo at first. He's back in plenty of time. For Ambrosio, he's made 6 starts this season. In 20 at-bats, he's 5 for 20. He's done a good job limiting the strikeouts. Only 2 he's going to show bunt. Robledo taking off is down in plenty of time. Stolen base for Isaiah Robledo, and a second strike to Jake Ambrosio. Robledo now 2-0 on stolen bases on the season. For Archilla, that's the 22nd stolen base he's allowed. For the Lumberjacks, that's their 96th stolen base as a team. Ambrosio looking to avoid the strikeout. It's 0-2. Bridges' pitch is an off-speed that misses inside. Not only does Jake not strike out, again, only 2 strikeouts in 20 at-bats, but he doesn't like it either. He prides himself in putting the ball in play, where it all means finding a way to get on base. Bridges looking to counter that as 1-2 is an off-speed that misses upstairs. Chilla seems to think he caught the strike zone, and Ambrosio might have thought so too, as he took a couple of steps before he froze in the batter's box, knowing it was called a ball. Bridges not scared to throw the off-speed. It's 2-2 pitch. is a swing and a miss. Fastball blown by Ambrosio. Front number 1 in the bottom of the first inning. Both pitchers showing strikeout stuff early on. Jesus Gonzalez had 2 strikeouts in his top of the first. Riley Bridges' first out comes via a strikeout as now Jose Alfonso steps into the batter's box. Bridges' first pitch to Alfonso is a fastball that misses away. Jose Alfonso, otherwise known as Cheeky by his teammates. 2 games played, he's 2 for 6 with 2 doubles. He's also managed 2 walks. Only 5'7", not a large strike zone, and he's got plenty of power in that bat as well. Bridges finds a strike zone on a second pitch to Alfonso. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. And off speed seems to really have some giddy up on the end of it, as right now the Lumberjacks batters are giving up on it, and it's dropping near the strike zone. That one misses upstairs. It's 2-1. Alfonso, in only 2 games played, has 2 RBIs and a run. Lumberjacks would love to take an early lead here with Isaiah Robledo leading off at second base. They're going to pick on him there. He's blacking plenty of times. The spin move from Bridges is a little bit up. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jose Alfonso. Alfonso currently in the transfer portal, showing what he can do here as a Lumberjack. He swings at the 2-1 pitch and flies it straight up in the air to center field. James Green kind of chopping his feet in. Ends up under it and makes a strong throw to third base, keeping Robledo at second. Out number 2 in the bottom of the first inning. Last chance for the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the second, or bottom of the first, is Darius Brown. Darius has been on a heater. Hit a home run against Culpeper, had a double as well. Batting average is at .298, slug at .526, and that's ultra impressive when you consider he has 57 at-bats on the season. He's been hitting for power all year long. As Bridges readies, Robledo's going to take off for third base. It's an off-speed that Archilla can't glove cleanly. Robledo takes third. No. Robledo was out. No, Robledo's hurt. Robledo was hurt. And there was some fear that something like this might happen with the condition the field's in today. He had third taken him plenty of time. Archilla didn't even have a throw. You look over and Archilla throws to third, and it's because Robledo's not in the bag. And now he is down, holding what seems to be his hamstring, and you hope it's only that, but that is not what you want to see happen here. That's the final out. The bottom of the first inning. We'll take a short break. When we return, it's the top of the second inning here at Casey Field. Top of the second inning we go. It's 0-0 Front Royal Covington. The left fielder for the Lumberjacks is Jonathan Vasquez, comes in for Isaiah Robledo. Robledo singled to start off the ball game for the Lumberjacks, but trying to steal third base. He gets credited with the stolen base and then a 2-5 put out. But his day is done after he seemed to injure something as he ran past the third base bag. Carter Bailey will lead off the top of the second inning for Front Royal. Bailey looking to get the Cardinals going. They had one base runner in the top of the first inning. It was a single by Dominic Archilla as Bailey shows bunt there, pulls back for ball one. Carter Bailey from Georgia State. He's from all the way out in Chandler, Arizona. Gonzalez's 1-0 is lifted into left center field. Vasquez getting tested immediately, and it's going to be a home run. Carter Bailey gives the Front Royal Cardinals a lead here in the top of the second inning. A solo shot to lead off. His first home run of the season. Andrade, the next man up for the Cardinals. Andrade enters the ball game with a 194 batting average as he looks to pick up where Carter Bailey just left off. Gonzalez's first pitch to Andrade is a fastball up and away, 1-0. Andrade from Mercer College. From St. John's, Florida. 1-0 from Gonzalez is inside. 2-0. Gonzalez is 2-0. His fastball fouled straight back. 2 balls, 1 strike. You wonder what the conversations in Front Royal's dugout were after the top of the first inning. Gonzalez definitely doesn't seem to have much overpowering stuff as his fastball is sitting around 81, 82. Off-speed seemed to have a couple of batters fooled as well. And almost instantly to start the top of the second inning, Carter Bailey's right on a fastball. It's a 2-1 to Andrade. He's upstairs. He did not go. It's 3-1. It seems that maybe Bailey had Gonzalez figured out. Got a fastball right on the barrel and hammered it out in the left center field. That's a deep part to hit a home run out of. Gonzalez. 3-1 is an off-speed knobbed foul towards the first base side. It's full. Really hope that Isaiah Robledo's okay. Only his second game here in the VBL. Scary stuff to see. Gonzalez's 3-2 pitch to Andrade is an off-speed that misses inside. The Front Royal hitters to lead off the top of the second have reached base. It's now Zane Coggins with no outs. Coggins, another Arizona native. He's from Gateway Community College. Gonzalez from the stretch. The pitch is a swing and a miss. Fastball to the outer half. Coggins couldn't catch up to it. It's 0-1. Gonzalez takes a look at Andrade over there at first. Quickly from the stretch. This one catches the inner edge. It's 0-2. St. Coggins appearing in his first game as a Front Royal Cardinal. Gonzalez, also a debutant here. He has the advantage. The 0-2 pitch is a swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone. And the third strikeout for Gonzalez is the first out in the top of the second inning. Three swinging strikeouts for Gonzalez. One out. Jonathan Masson steps in the batter's box. Masson and 38 ABs is sporting 158 batting average. Gonzalez to the plate here. Gets a swing and a miss on an off speed. 67 miles per hour has Masson way out in front. Gonzalez ready from the stretch. Another look at Andrade at first. Front foot fires and the pitch. Check swing from Masson, makes contact. He goes straight back and it's 0-2. It's crazy the amount of Florida ball players in this ball game. Jonathan Masson is from Bradenton, Florida. He plays his college ball at Florida Gulf Coast. Gonzalez is 0-2 as Andrade takes off. Pitches upstairs, throw down from Ambrosio is going to end up in the outfield. Frankie Clark couldn't glove it. So that'll be a stolen base, and then an error on Ambrosio that'll allow Andrade to reach third. Ambrosio could never really get on top of that baseball, and he just pushed it out in the right center field. Check on second to see if maybe Andrade didn't touch the base. He did. Gonzalez, really all he needs to do is focus on the batter in the box. If he can continue with the strikeouts, he can make it 2 outs. And that runner at third looks a lot less damaging. 1-2 pitch from Gonzalez is an off speed that's in there for strike 3. Home plate umpire, not the most enthusiastic strike 3 call, but all in all, he awards the out. That's 2 down here in the top of the second inning. Gonzalez, when staying near the edges, has really messed up the timing of these front royal hitters. For a lone run here in the top of the second inning via a home run, Carter Bailey to lead off. He got a fastball center cut and was ready for it. Luke Monaco, the last man in the lineup for Front Royal, gets a first pitch fastball that he fouls straight back. No balls, 1 strike. Gonzalez. Again from the stretch, this one's line in the right center field. Darius Brown, a couple steps to his left. He camps under it for out number 3. Front Royal, leadoff home run, and then a runner to third base, but only 1 run scores. And at the bottom of the second inning, it's Front Royal 1, Covington nothing. Bottom of the second we go. It's an interesting day in the VBL. Of course, Covington in last place at 9-17. In the 4th place spot, it's Charlottesville. They're knotted up with Harrisonburg at 12-15. Culpeper at 12-14, currently playing Charlottesville. So that game, a lot of eyes on it to see who can really pull ahead for a playoff spot. As Riley Bridges begins the at-bat against Darius Brown with a first pitch strike, a swing and a miss from Brown on an off-speed. Lumberjacks not playing a South Division opponent today, but a win could help. A one to Brown is a fastball in there for strike two. When you see a game ahead of you like that and you realize that one of the teams is going to drop a place, you really got to do your best to continue to claw back. Bridges, 0-2 pitch here to Brown, is an off-speed that misses upstairs, 1-2. Bridges is really dominating so far in his first 3 outs of the ball game with that off-speed. Let's see if he goes to it here on the 1-2. He's going to go to a fastball that he yanks into the left-handed batter's box. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. See him checking on the home plate rubber. Maybe dampening up the lower part of the mound. His landing spot is that one. He seemed to slip a little bit. Brown gets a free ball there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bridges looking for a second strikeout of the ball game. From the windup, an off-speed that's going to hit Darius square in the back. Lumberjacks have a base runner to lead off the top of the, or bottom of the second inning.
Now batting the right fielder, number 33,
Yano Quindo now the batter for the Lumberjacks. So Quindo from St. John's River State College. Playing in right field today. He's another big body for the Lumberjacks. Seems to have plenty of pop in his bat. First pitch he gets from Bridges, an off-speed that misses long away. Quindo, mentioned from St. John's River State College. He's going to Charleston Southern next season. Bridges going to check on Darius Brown at first base, and that's something that Bridges is going to have to do a lot tonight. 2 stolen bases in the bottom of the first, as the Lumberjacks up to 97 on the season. Brown, known to swipe a few bags, is the 1-1 to Oquendo. Misses low. It's 2-0. On the season, Darius has 10 stolen bases. Oquendo in the batter's box doesn't have any stats at all. This is his first AB in the VBL, as Brown's going to take off. Throw down from Archilla is not in time. A stolen base for Darius Brown. And the tying run stands at second base with no outs in the bottom of the second inning. That was really a bang-bang play. Good timing from Darius Brown. Not a bad tag from Andrade. Brown simply used his speed there. Last pitch was a strike, so it's 2-1 to Oquendo. Bridges 2-1 offering. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike. Open base at first. The lefty Luca Mendez on deck. First lefty that Bridges will see today. Great speed at second base. 3-1 pitch to Oquendo is going to be grounded right into the 5-6 hole, giving chase as Andrade. He's going to have to throw to first, and that's not a wise decision. Ranging wide into the 5-6 gap. He makes a jump throw. It skips to the first baseman Masson, and Darius Brown reading that gets third base. For Oquendo, that'll be a single. Darius Brown moves to third base on it. Now Luca Mendez bats with runners at the corners and no outs in the bottom of the second inning. Mendez has slowly saw his batting average creep up this season. It's up to 214, but it's the on-base percentage that's incredibly high, 476. He's going to show bunt here. Takes a strike on the inner half. 0-1. Good speed at third base in the form of Darius Brown. Quite an outfielder. Haven't seen him run this season, but you can assume that he's got decent speed. See if Mendez shows again. Crowding that batter's box. He gets it down, and it's perfectly placed. Darius Brown will be there in plenty of time. Third baseman Luke Monaco makes the throw from third to first. Out number 1 is an RBI for Luca Mendez. Clean baseball there for the Lumberjacks. Gets Oquenda to second, and Darius Brown touching home. It's 1-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Is now Zach Dorlag looks to score Oquenda from second base. Dorlag's been on a tear in his last few games. The stats don't really show the whole story. A 167 batting average coming into this one as he takes the first pitch off speed for strike one. Plenty of pop in Dorlag's bat. He's currently 6 for 36 with a home run and a double. Extra base here would score Oquenda from second. Yes, he'll take off for third. Check swing from Dorlag. Did he go? Yes, he did. Oquenda's going to swipe third base as Archilla never got a clean handle on it. So stolen base for Oquenda, and now a 2-strike count to Zach Dorlag. Archilla's had a few of those today to where the Lumberjacks have stolen, and he hasn't been able to fire down a throw. Bridges looking for a big strikeout. His 0-2 to Dorlag is going to be lined through the 5-6 hole. Up with the ground ball is Coggins in left field, but not before Oquenda crosses home plate. It's 2-1 Lumberjacks in the bottom of the second.
Now at the bat, the shortstop, number 2, Daniel Castillo.
Lumberjacks just playing good team baseball here. A hit by pitch to start the inning, then a single from Oquenda. Runners at first and third. Luca Mendez bunts in the first run for the Lumberjacks, and Zach Dorlag checks in with a single to make it 2-1. Dario Castillo looking to continue that damage as he takes the first pitch fastball up and away. It's 1-0. Castillo was a member of the Lumberjacks squad last year, and earlier today he was expressing that today's game is definitely going to get played. Lumberjacks tried to play a ball game last year where both the first and third base lines were flooded. Dorlag is going to take off for second base as Castillo launches this one into right center field, giving chase is Orr, and he's there to make the play. Castillo got plenty of that baseball, but the way these gaps play, you really got to send a jolt into that one. A long second out. Now Frankie Clark, the last man for the Lumberjacks to try to keep this rally going. Dorlag going there, that would have easily scored. Dorlag, if it got down, good job from Dorlag to stop halfway in between, running with the set up. First pitch to Clark is a fastball that misses way. You know, thinking about it, it's funny. If you ever watch a Major League game, you'll notice that sometimes people make that mistake when they go on a hit and run. They don't really run looking in. As check on Dorlag at first, he's back at plenty of time. Today's Covington game, a Wednesday afternoon game, Wednesday night game. Not many people here. Dorlag didn't even really need to run with his head up. He just needed to listen. You could hear the bat go off. As he's going to take off again. Throw it on from Archilla is not in time. Stolen base for Dorlag. Now 5th stolen base to the ballgame and the 100th of the season for the Lumberjacks. That throw skipped in from Archilla. He thought that they had Dorlag, but I'm in agreement with the umpire. It seemed that Dorlag slid in past the throw. So now Archilla going to take time and go talk to his pitcher, Riley Bridges, and I'm sure the conversation is, look, dude, we're in 1 2/3 inning of baseball so far, and I've had 5 guys steal off of me. Is there any way you could help me out? To make matters worse, Zach Dorlag on the season, yes, he's stolen 3 bags, but he's also been caught twice, so it's been risky when Dorlag's ran. Didn't have a great jump. Was able to get the bag with ease. It's now Archilla going to take time walking back to the home plate area. Maybe a bit frustrated. He thought he had it out. I don't really know what he's thinking, but whatever it is, he's certainly showing up the umpires in some sort of way. He took his time there. He's back behind the plate. It's a 1-1 count to Frankie Clark. Just 1-1 pitch. Off the hands, grounded out to the shortstop Andrade. Though to first is in time for out number 3. Lumberjacks put up 2 runs after the Cardinals put up 1. Hit at the top of the 3rd inning, Covington 2, Front Royal 1. James Green bats for a second time to lead off the top of the third inning. Lumberjacks lead 2-1 after 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning. Jesus Gonzalez looks to keep it where it's at. His first pitch to Green is an off-speed that misses away. Green first time up. Softly hit a grounder up the first base line, and it just stayed there. Didn't roll foul. It was on the dirt the entire time. Luca Mendez able to pick it up and tag the bag. Gonzalez will look to get a similar out here as this 1-0 is launched into right field. Giving chase is Aquindo. He's going to end up running past the fence in foul territory where that ball lands. It's a foul ball. James Green thought he had a home run. Aquindo thought he had a fly out. If he would have caught the ball there, I don't know what the ruling would have been. I imagine it would have been called no contest. Ultimately, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. That thing had plenty of air underneath it. And that's a dangerous swing at a ballpark like this where the corners play so shallow. You hit a line drive, sometimes you get lucky, but you put a ball in the air like that with a little bit of oomph, it's definitely got a chance. Gonzalez is 1-1. It's another off speed. This time Green even farther out in front as he pulls it into the opening on the first base side. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Green, a 3 home run season so far. He has half of the home runs for Front Royal. Of a league worst 6 on the season. Gonzalez is 1-2. An off speed again inside. Again yanked towards that opening. This one hit with a little bit more velocity, but same result. It's a foul ball. The counts again 1-2. Gonzalez through the first 9. Saw them 2 for 8 with a walk and a home run. 1-2 to Green. Fastball misses upstairs. Green from Presbyterian, hometown of Huntersville, North Carolina, battling here. Gonzalez is 2-2. It's an off speed that gets a swing and a miss. 5th strikeout of the ball game for Jesus Gonzalez in the first out at the top of the 3rd inning. It's an interesting swing there from Green. He really seemed to be on that off speed for the last few, and then that one, he seemed to look in the dirt after he swung, wondering, how did I not hit that? Well, he didn't hit it. And for Gonzalez, it's out number 1 and the 5th strikeout of the ball game. Denny Orr was the first. He swings and misses at a off-speed low there. It's 0-1. You can see for the Front Royal batters, as Orr is having a laugh after swinging and missing on that one. They seem to be kind of in a frenzied confusion on this off-speed right now, as they're swinging as if it's a 95-mile-per-hour fastball, and it's 30 miles per hour slower than that. That off-speed misses up and away. It's 1-1. Again, Gonzalez is a big lefty at 6'4". It's hard to stride down the mound here at Casey Field due to how flat the elevation of the mound is, but Gonzalez seems to be really getting out there and presenting some velocity on that off-speed. Again, a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Tomorrow, Luke Richards will get the start in Harrisonburg for the Lumberjacks. He was the VBL pitcher of the week in the South last week. As Gonzalez is 1-2, is going to be popped straight up. This one is going to be on the right side of the shortstop, Castillo, who is going to run all the way over there, calling off Frankie Clark for out number 2 at the top of the 3rd. But I was mentioning Luke Richards, who was the pitcher of the week in the VBL in the South last week. The way Gonzalez is going right now, with these strikeout numbers, maybe he's another Lumberjack lefty looking to put his name in for that award. Dominic Archilla, one of the 2 Front Royal batters who has a hit off of him this ball game. He takes the first pitch off speed for for ball 1. Archilla, one of 2 lefties in the lineup for Front Royal. Slapped one over the head of Dario Castillo at shortstop his first time up. Gonzalez is 1-0, another off speed. Archilla lays back. It's 2-0. This is an incredibly well-rested Lumberjack squad, which is good for Gonzalez, and it's good for the bullpen as well. To it, Archilla. Fastball misses inside, 3-0. Gonzalez has only walked one batter today. That was Sean Andrade on a long at bat. In the second inning, he's going to have a second walk, and that's 4 pitches to Dominic Archilla. Archilla reaches for the second time today. Now Gonzalez is going to look to do what he did in the top of the first, which is strand Archilla with 2 outs. Boone Hosey struck out his first time. Gonzalez look at Archilla, who's going to take off. Throws away. Ambrosio has trouble gloving it. Throw will not come down. Is a tough slide into second base by Archilla. His helmet flew off, and he comes up a bit hobbled. Pitches the ball to Hosey. Just want to know is Archilla's going to be given some time to recoup. Isaiah Robledo led off the game for the Lumberjacks in the bottom of the first with a single, trying to steal first in that inning, or steal third, excuse me. He exited the ball game with an injury. Hope that Archilla's okay, and he looks to be here. 1-0 pitch to Hosey. Fastball that catches the upper edge. It's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to the front royal DH. Archilla lead off a second. An off-speed line in left field. It's going to drop. Vasquez in left field. Going to throw into the cutoff. Alfonso as Archilla wasn't thinking about tying this ball game up. It's runners at the corners with 2 outs after the single by Boone Hosey. Jonathan Vasquez has been tested out there in left field after entering the ball game. In the top of the second, he saw a home run go over his head. He plays that one pretty well, preventing Archilla from scoring from second. Although I will admit it's an interesting decision to steal second with 2 outs and then not manage to score on a ball hit to the outfield. For Front Royal, runners at the corners and 2 outs. Gonzalez first pitch to Carter Bailey is lifted high in the air in left field. Darius Brown is there in the left center gap. He makes the play, and that's out number 3. Right at the bottom of the third inning, 2 runners stranded for Front Royal. Your Lumberjacks lead 2-1. Bottom of the third inning, Riley Bridges still on the mound for the Front Royal Cardinals. In this league, I have some familiarity before coming in the season with some teams. I had the opportunity to work a little bit with the Winchester Royals before. Front Royal, who plays their games at the Bing, one of the better stadiums in the VBL. Fun place to play. Don't know too much about them. Of course, didn't know much about Covington before coming here, but now I'd say I know most of the players and I've had a great time. For Front Royal, I did know one of their players, John Copenhaver, who played high school baseball with. I actually was behind him, or technically 2 strings behind him, as he was a great catcher for Jameswood High School, which is where we played. Now plays at Penn State Mount Alto as a shortstop, and it's a hilarious story that I'll talk about a little bit in this ball game. Is John, high school catcher, never played any shortstop in high school, and now is a college shortstop. Jonathan Vasquez leads off the bottom of the third inning. He takes the first pitch ball. Vasquez has an interesting situation in this one as he takes his first swings in the leadoff spot. That's the one spot in the lineup for the Lumberjacks after Isaiah Robledo got injured trying to steal third base in the bottom of the first. 2-0 to Vasquez. Bridges' 2-0 pitch is inside. It's 3 balls, no strikes. Vasquez is from Miami Lakes, Florida. He's currently in the transfer portal. Played in the Stanton game at second base. Of course, that game only went an inning long as the 3-0 pitch from Bridges is in for strike 1. Vasquez does not have an official AB under his belt as a Lumberjack. As the 3-1 from Bridges. It's a fastball taken upstairs. An appeal to third, and Vasquez did not go. He leads off the bottom of the third inning with a walk for your Lumberjacks. Back to that story about John Copenhaver. John has had 2 stints with Front Royal. Now plays in the RCBL, which is semi-pro league in that area. He's a very talented hitter, great glove, and it's just funny that he never ended up wanting to play catcher in college because of how good he was defensively as a catcher. Check on Vasquez at first. See, I was a bullpen catcher in high school. John was the starting catcher, and I wouldn't say enjoyed blocking baseballs, but he did it with ease, versus when I tried to block in the bullpen, it was kind of a horror scene. Low pitch to Ambrosio's and off speed in for strike 1. You get to this level, it's commonplace that catchers are able to make that skill look easy. Jake Ambrosio, one of the many catchers in this league who have done wonders as a defensive-minded backstop. Ambrosio fouls that one towards the Front Royal bullpen. It's 0-2. Ambrosio, not just a defensive-minded backstop. He's got a great bat. Has good swing decisions. He doesn't strike out much. And when he does, it's in competitive ABs. Also not afraid to put one down is another check at Vasquez. He's back in time. Of course, first AB for Ambrosio, he did strike out. Looking to change his fortune here as Bridges leads this AB 0-2. His pitch is an off-speed missing upstairs. And that's the pitch right there that Ambrosio didn't see too well in his first AB. Saw a couple that just missed in a 2-strike count. And then when Bridges threw the fastball, you could tell that Ambrosio was expecting an off-speed as he was a little bit late on the fastball. Bridges 1-2. Is a swing and a miss. Ambrosio's going to be out at first as the first base bag was occupied, but it's going to be a wild pitch that allows Vasquez to take second. Bridges' second strikeout of the ball game. Jose Alfonso bats with a runner in scoring position and Vasquez at second base. Bridges 0-2 Alfonso. It's a fastball lifted straight up to center field. In his green, still coming in. He makes the catch. Throw's going to go into the second base bag where Vasquez is back in time. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Now Darius Brown in a similar spot to where he was in the bottom of the first. It's funny, this game has had a lot of similar action through its first few innings. First time up for Darius. It was in the bottom of the first, where Isaiah Robledo eventually got caught off a third trying to steal it. And then Darius led off the bottom of the second. I don't think Vasquez is going to be thinking about stealing third here. Low pitch to Brown is an off-speed that misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. So Brown ended up leading off the bottom of the second inning where he got hit square between the shoulders on his back with an off-speed. Bridges to check on Vasquez at second, who's standing on the bag before the throw even gets there. Darius, it's been about the power that he has in that bat. 4 doubles, 3 homers, 14 RBIs, and an opportunity to make it 15 here. Bridges 1-0 is an off speed that's called strike. 1-1. As this game goes on, I wonder how much the ump's going to be able to tell. Look at home plate right now. The plate itself, I think, looks decent. I don't have a great view on it, but the lines for the batter's box are almost completely mudded. Bridges looking back at Vasquez is 1-1, is an off speed that drops low. It's 2-1. Bridges has good velocity. Entered this ball game at around 88, 89, and on that radar gun, it usually means that's around 91, 93. But he seemed to favor the curveball. Stone 3 of them to Darius. This 2-1's a fastball that's fouled up towards the first base coach's box. Jonathan Masson is there for out number 3. Head at the top of the 4th inning. The score remains the same. It's Covington 2, Front Royal 1. Jesus Gonzalez back on the mound in the top of the 4th inning for your Lumberjacks, who lead 2-1 here at Casey Field. It's sunny outside. It didn't look that way all day today, and you could tell if you take a look at the dirt, which is getting kicked around by all members of what I'll call the home plate committee. Sean Andrade taking some kicks at the batter's box, our home plate umpire taking some kicks around the plate, and Jake Ambrosio clearing out his catching spot. Got to make sure you have your footing when the dirt's like this. Gonzalez's first pitch at the top of the 4th is an off-speed called strike 1. Sean Andrade, first time up, walked, stole second base, reached third on an error, but was stranded there. This time Gonzalez is going to look to keep him off base. Is 0-1. It's an off-speed that gets a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Right now, Front Royal seems to be suffering from something that's somewhat simple in a lot of people's minds, which is sit back on the baseball, but when you see the pitch, it's different in hitter's mind. If Front Royal could manage to sit back on that curveball, it might be a different story, but right now they can't. 0-2 from Gonzalez is a fastball that misses upstairs. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Lumberjacks love to see a starter go multiple innings. Is 1-2 is inside. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. You love to see a guy like Gonzalez go multiple innings, specifically in this day of the week. It's one thing if it's a Sunday start and you really got to rely on your bullpen that maybe is a little bit more tired, but at least you have the ability to know that maybe on Saturday your guy pitched well, and same with Friday. But if the week doesn't start too hot, then you're scrambling for the rest of the week trying to figure out who you go to out of the pen. Today, Gonzalez has looked like he could eat up some innings. As this 2-2 is lifted into left center field, Vasquez giving chase in front of the wall. He lines up and makes the play. Long out to start off the top of the 4th inning. It's an out for Sean Andrade. Andrade flies out, and that'll bring up Zane Coggins. Coggins, his first debut in the VBL, strikeout. 1 of 5 so far today for Jesus Gonzalez. Oh, pitch to Coggins is an off-speed in there for strike one. And what Gonzalez is doing very well that's making it difficult on that off-speed is, I bet you what front row is thinking right now is just don't swing at the off-speed. You're not making contact. Just let it do its thing. But he's also hitting the strike zone, which is making it 10 times more difficult. His 0-1 is another off-speed, and it's 0-2. It's funny how things can change from college to the summer college ball season. Gonzalez in 1 2/3 at Florida Memorial had a 33 ERA. Hasn't looked a speck of that today. Looks for a 6th strikeout here. 0-2 pitch to Coggins is a fastball way up and away. Coggins struck out his first time up, and then in the on-deck circle, Jonathan Masson also struck out in his first time up. Gonzalez readies, he fires, and the 1-2 is grounded softly out to the shortstop Castillo. He comes up firing, throw to first is in time. 2 outs now in the top of the 4th inning, and now Jonathan Masson steps in the batter's box.
Now batting at first base is number 28, Jonathan Masson.
You wonder on a sunny day if that ball really carries out to Castillo the way it did. Grass a bit slick out there today, and that ball just kind of kept spinning. Castillo did a great job to get around the baseball and fire strongly to first base. First pitch to Masson is up and away. Another thing that's good news for the Lumberjacks, I can imagine that Gonzalez has a pretty long leash. Sometimes you'll see late in the VBL season guys not able to go too far in the ball games because they have a pitch count that they have to adhere to. For Gonzalez, you imagine that this is really just about how well he pitches. Swing and a miss on the 1-0. It's 1-1 to Masson. Gonzalez looking to stay on the front foot. From the stretch, here's the 1-1. Misses away. For the Lumberjacks, it's notable that having starters go late in the ball games has been something that has been helpful. But what's been more helpful is sometimes keeping the bullpen out of the ball games, as there's been some tough losses here in July that could be pointed in the direction of the bullpen. 2-1 pitch to Masson is an off-speed that misses low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Waynesboro to kick off July was a 6-2 loss. In that game, Jacob Smith went 4 innings, giving up a run. When he came out, Waynesboro's bat started firing, but he had to come out because he had a pitch count. 3-1 pitch to Masson. It's an off-speed that gets a swing and a miss. Count goes full. And then game number 2 of July was an extra innings loss against Charlottesville that saw a great start from Luke Richards. We talked about he was the VBL pitcher of the week last week. He went 7 innings of 8 strikeout baseball, and then the game was blown. 5 runs. Full count pitch is a swing and a miss. Gonzalez has 6 strikeouts through 4 innings. We head to the bottom half of the 4th, where your Lumberjacks will look to extend their 2-1 lead. Riley Bridges returns for the bottom of the fourth inning.
Leading off Covington Lumberjacks, the right fielder number 33, Dan Quinto.
It's Yan Oquendo to lead off. Oquendo is 1 for 1 in today's ball game with a run scored. It was the second run in the bottom of the second, and is the run responsible for the Covington lead. He takes the first pitch off speed for Bridges. That's a strike. Bridges today has gone 3 innings of 2-run, 2 strikeout baseball with a walk in there as well. Curveball command is what has allowed Bridges to be efficient. So 1-2 Oquendo is low. And when Bridges has not been efficient, it's because the curveball's not in the zone. Getting everybody in this part of the order for the second time, it's Oquendo, Mendez, Dorlag. 1, 2, and 3 here in the bottom of the fourth. All 3 were efficient in the bottom of the second. Oquendo takes an off speed. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, as that one started at the front shoulder of Oquendo and finished right down the middle. Bridges looking for his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. Here he comes from the windup. The pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs. I think right now you could define Bridges as ineffectively wild, and that's simply because he's had misses that really aren't affecting the batters. 2-2 pitch, and there's another example. That one is a foul ball off the bat of Oquendo, and that one should be a strikeout. The home plate umpire rules that it's a foul ball, and this is going to be a strikeout that you'll probably not see ever again. Yan Oquendo left his bat up as he ducked. It hit off his tip of the bat, and it fell into the glove of Archilla. So Bridges earns a strikeout that's really all accredited to Archilla. It's a swinging strikeout technically against Oquendo, and out number 1 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Luca Mendez takes the first pitch fastball for strike 1. But yeah, no, that's a strikeout on Oquendo. He ducked down, the bat was up, it tipped off and went into the catcher's glove. And with 2 strikes, that's considered strike 3. The 1 pitch to Mendez is an off-speed in for strike 2. Bridges had a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the first, but he hasn't had an inning where nobody has reached. 0-2 to Mendez is lined in left center field, and that trend continues as this one looks like extra bases for Mendez. It's going to end up all the way in front of the wall as Coggins rounds it and throws in to the cutoff as Luca Mendez checks in with a double with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Now off the bat is number 5, Zach Dorlag.
I'm sure there are plenty of superstitious baseball players here today that would believe that Mendez got rewarded for the sacrifice bunt that was an RBI in the bottom of the second. You do the dirty work, and then you'll get rewarded. That ball was lasered out in the left center field. Coggins had to run a little bit before he could get to the baseball, and by then Mendez was standing up safely into second base. Now Zach Dorlag looks to bring him in. First pitch is a fastball for strike 1. Dorlag, first time up, lined a ground ball past the third baseman and shortstop. That one scored Oquendo from third base. Bridges checks on Mendez at second, who was leaning a little bit. Dives back safely at second. Really got to be careful out there on the bases, especially with how the dirt's playing. You don't really have as much traction underneath yourself. If you get caught leaning, you got to make sure you have enough underneath yourself to dive back. Mendez did there. Bridges, second pitch to Dorlag is an off-speed that misses low and away. Archilla diving out, keeps it in front. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. It's currently 77 degrees out. Honestly, pretty beautiful baseball weather. It is a little bit muggy at the field. Besides the bugs, it feels pretty good. Bridges takes a look at Mendez at second. Here's his 1-1. It's going to be grounded right back to him. He has Mendez picked off at second base, takes a look back at him, keeps him at second, and gets Dorlag out at first. That's great defensive work by the pitcher Bridges for out number 2 in the bottom of the fourth. Something that you'll see too many times from a pitcher is they go into panic mode when they get a play like that. Not only did he manage to keep Mendez put at second, but he didn't overthink it. He didn't try to throw Mendez out. He knows that you get the easy out at first, and that's already the second out, so that runner at second doesn't matter too much. And then when he did throw to first, it was a patient, executed throw. Dario Castillo now up. Bridges, long look at Mendez. Comes to the plate with an off-speed that's right down the middle for strike one. Castillo first time up. Hammered a fly ball into right center field, but a little bit too much air underneath it as it held up for Danny Orr out and right. Bridges, again looking at Mendez. Another long look is 0-1. Softly hit out to the shortstop Andrade, who has to round it. Throw to first is in time. A good play by Sean Andrade. Is out number 3 in the bottom of the 4th. Out of the top of the 5th inning, your Lumberjacks lead 2-1. If you ever show up to a ballpark, you'll usually notice teams doing pregame before their games. Neither team really had a pregame today, and you wonder if it's cause and effect, as neither side has really looked, I'd say, energetic in this ball game so far. Lumberjacks sit in the cages for a little bit before the ball game, and similar for Front Royal, but Front Royal only had about 20 minutes to do so. First pitch to Luke Monaco was a ball. But it's really been all about the pitchers today, besides the second inning, which saw Front Royal score 1 and Covington score 2. Bats have been held quiet. We've seen some strikeout stuff from both sides. 1-0 to Monaco's up and away. More specifically, on the Covington side, Jesus Gonzalez has really been honing in on the strikeouts. He has 6. 4 innings of work. 2-0 pitch to Monaco's in there. Monaco first time up, flew out to center field. It's the last out at the top of the second inning, which is the only inning today that Front Royals really created. 2-1 pitch to Monaco. Off speed that misses low and away. For Gonzalez, it's a simple mythology. Stay in the zone, and it seems that it'll get rewarded today. Leadoff walk is kind of a harrowing thing if your team is leading by 1 run. Looking to stay away from that here. It's 3-1 to Monaco is away, and Luke Monaco leads off with a walk in the top of the 5th inning.
Now up to bat, number 10, the center fielder, James Green.
It's definitely not the result you want, especially when you see that it's the 9-hitter, which means to lead off top of the 5th, the 9-hitter walks, and now the leadoff man for Front Royal bats with no outs and a runner on. James Green today is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Swings first pitch and pops this one up on the infield. Infield fly rule should be called as Jose Alfonso makes the play for the second time today. James Green's out on 1 pitch. So I get a little bit worried because the leadoff man's on for James Green, who's the best hitter for the Cardinals. And, well, safe to say he helped Gonzalez out a little bit there. So 1 out now in the top of the 5th, and Danny Orr bats for the 3rd time. Orr 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Orr's grounded into 1 double play this season. And he might do it here. Hit to Alfonso at 3rd. Throws to Frankie Clark at 2nd. Throw to 1st is in time. A 5-4-3 double play and a quick top of the 5th inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Your Lumberjacks lead 2-1. Frankie Clark leads off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Lumberjacks. He was the second in the 5-4-3 double play to end the top of the 5th. Let's see if he can carry that momentum over to the batter's box. Well, I'd honestly say Frankie is the ideal second leadoff hitter. He bats in the 9th spot today for the Lumberjacks. But again, a second leadoff hitter is something that can be very valuable. He's played about 5 to 6 games as a leadoff guy for the Lumberjacks this season. Hitting at a .286 average, but what really stands out for Frankie is the 17 walks that he's earned. A little pitch from Riley Bridges, an off-speed that skips into Dominic Archilla for ball 1. Bridges today has walked 3 batters. Or excuse me, he has walked, 1 batter. He's hit another. Another pitch misses there. It's 2-0. Each inning today for the Lumberjacks has seen at least 1 base runner reach. To Clark is a changeup dropped in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Frankie first time up. Got caught in on the hands. Managed to pull it out to the shortstop, Sean Andrade, who made a good throw. 2-1 to Clark's going to get him on the elbow guard. Second hit batter today for the Lumberjacks. Another leadoff man. Frankie Clark reaches first base, and now Jonathan Vasquez bats for the second time. Vasquez is 0 for 0 with a walk. Batters today in the leadoff spot for the Lumberjacks are 1 for 1 with his walk as Vasquez entered for Isaiah Robledo, who got hurt in the bottom of the 1st. Robledo led off the hitting side for the Lumberjacks today with a single. Bridges checks on Clark at first base. He's back in plenty of time. Clark on the season has 8 stolen bases. He's only been caught 1 time. First pitch to Vasquez misses upstairs. It's 1-0. Lumberjacks now 100 stolen bases on the season. They entered the game leading the VBL, and now, of course, they are the first team to hit the 100 stolen base mark. Bridges looking at Clark, and now he comes. And it's a pitch in there for strike one to Vasquez. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's funny for the Lumberjacks. They're last in a lot of offensive categories, runs, hits, RBIs. And some of that's due to the fact that they haven't had as many ABs as other teams. Still lead the league in stolen bases as Frankie Clark takes off here. Archilla's throw is up line, and Clark is in safely. Another stolen base today for the Lumberjacks. On a pitch that was a ball to Vasquez. He'll hit with a runner in scoring position and no outs. Six stolen bases today for Covington. They did have a game earlier this season with 15. As the 2-1 pitch to Vasquez is outside. And now it's in the situation for Bridges to where, as he was throwing that pitch, he's getting screamed back as they want to maybe possibly think about getting Frankie Clark out at second, who's got a big lead. But for Bridges, no outs. You really got to focus on the batter. You don't want to lose Vasquez here. Vasquez has already walked once today. There's a check on Clark, and this time nobody's at the bag, so Clark's in there easily. Three balls, 1 strike to Jonathan Vasquez. This one way inside. It's a walk that gets away from Dominic Archilla. Actually going to say it hit Vasquez, which means Frankie Clark has to go back to second. In the rare situation is that technically a hit by pitch benefits the pitcher. Is now time going to be taken as maybe that does it for Bridges. They don't have their head man today, but one of their assistant coaches making the decisions today for Front Royal, and conversation being held on the mound. If it is it for Bridges, he went 4 innings of work, allowing 2 runs. Both of the runners on base would be his. Both have reached via hit by pitches. When his stuff's been in the zone, the Lumberjacks really haven't hit him too hard. So far, 4 hits. But a lot of them are just seeing eye singles. Luca Mendez had a rocket double. Bridges is going to stay. And it might be because of the man who's stepping in the batter's box. Jake Ambrosio's had a rough day against him. Brose, as they call him on the Lumberjacks side, is over 2 with 2 Ks. Both of the at-bats had similar styles to him. Early base running decisions that kind of forced Ambrosio to take a few, and then when he got to 2 strikes, off speeds that missed, and then a fastball that Ambrosio wasn't expecting, and a well-placed fastball at that from Bridges. Immediately showing bunt is Ambrosio. He pulls back and foul tips one in the glove of Archilla. He doesn't hang on. It's 0-1. I like that decision there from Ambrosio. What he does to the pitcher Bridges, and I learned this a couple days ago, in a pitcher's eyes, the best pitch you can throw to a batter if they're screwing around a bunt is a pitch right into them, really force their barrel inside and just hope that they pop it up. Ambrosio, knowing that possibly might come, shows and then pulls back at swings. It was just a bit high. Cut underneath it for strike 1. See if Ambrosio thinks about doing something similar. This time he's just going to straight up show. He's going to pop it up. Third base line. It's going to be foul. Archilla, a little bit too slow out of his stance. Couldn't get to the baseball. It's 0-2 to Ambrosio. This is Ambrosio's third 0-2 count today. See if he can find it here. It's a big situation for the Lumberjacks. How well Jesus Gonzalez has pitched today, they only scored a 1-run lead for him. They have put 2 potential runs on base. Frankie Clark at second, Jonathan Vasquez at first. Bridges 0-2. It's an off-speed in there for strike 3. 3 strikeouts to Ambrosio, and 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Time taken is now the umpires are going to discuss something here. Ambrosio seemed to have a few words, and maybe the pitcher as well involved in that. As they gather around, the already mentioned the mound visit that Front Royal had, and maybe warnings being delivered out to both dugouts. It seems that is the case. The Lumberjacks, especially in the catcher category, they have to be careful due to the departure of Kelvin Pereira. Lumberjacks are left with 2 catchers. You never want to be left with only having 1 catcher left in the game.
Now up the third baseman, number 12, Jose Alfonso.
A lot of energy surrounding the first out of the bottom of the 5th. And for Bridges on the mound, if he can make that into something, it'd be good for him, but he hasn't done much yet. It's still only 1 out here and 2 runners on. He gets Jose Alfonso, who's flown out to center both times. Takes the first pitch off speed for strike 1. Alfonso, in his 2 hits this season, both doubles, double here, would likely score 2. He's also walked a few times. Bridges has been in the zone against him, and Jose has also let off a couple of early swings. The runs today for the Lumberjacks came in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Similar inning that saw the first 2 runners reach for the Lumberjacks. A little pitch to Alfonso. He swings and misses on an off-speed. Kind of a half-hearted swing there as he didn't see all of that off-speed. It's 0-2. Bridges looking for back-to-back strikeouts after allowing the first 2 runners to reach via hit by pitches. Archilla gives him a spot. The 0-2. His fastball yanked away. With no outs and runners at first and second, it's a question, was Bridges going to continue? And after a couple seconds of a mound visit, he stayed out and got a strikeout and has another opportunity for a strikeout here. 1-2 pitch to Alfonso is lifted straight up to the center fielder Green once more. Just slightly to his left, coming in and makes a strong throw to third. That'll keep Frankie Clark at second base. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Now up the bat, the center fielder, number 31, Pierce Marino.
Now Darius Brown sees the bottom of the 5th rest on his shoulders. You have a feeling that this will be Bridges' last inning, just due to the fact that there was already a mound visit. His pitch count's getting a little bit high. You want to leave him with a scar rather than a bruise. First pitch to Brown is an off-speed that he checks on. He did not go. It's 1-0. Good speeded second and first. Both Vasquez and Clark will be off and running on anything put into play with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch to Brown. No, a check on Clark at second base, who's back in time. For Jesus Gonzalez, the pitcher today for the Lumberjacks. Don't necessarily know if he's going back out, as Carlos Manzueta has been warming up in the bullpen for the Lumberjacks for a little bit. Frankie Clark's going to take off for third as Brown underneath a fastball. This one's flown straight up first base side. Maston is there. He makes the play in fair territory. Right on the back end of the grass on the first base side for out number 3. 2 Lumberjacks runners reach base with no outs, but they don't move. And at the top of the 6th inning, it's Covington 2, Front Royal 1. Carlos Manzueta's on the mound for your Lumberjacks here in the top of the 6th. Manzueta takes over for Jesus Gonzalez, who goes 5 innings of 3-hit, 1-run, 6 strikeout baseball. Leading off against Manzueta is Dominic Archilla. Manzueta, his first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs. Manzueta, known for his velocity. Western Oklahoma State College this season, he topped out at 98 miles per hour. Not going to see that on the mound here at Covington, but he's definitely got the potential. His 1-0 is a fastball that's fouled straight back. Manzueta, it's been an up-and-down season. In 92 thirds, he has a 14.9 ERA. We've seen some games to where he hasn't been in the strike zone. We've seen other games to where the fastball is in the strike zone, but it's hit hard. 1 ball, 1 strike to Archilla. Manzueta, a slider that gets Archilla to roll over down the first base line. It hops over the bag, and Mendez is there. Mendez, a sigh of relief as he tagged the bag. If that hit the first base bag, it was likely that Archilla was going to have a single. Instead, it's a 3 unassisted, and out number 1 in the top of the 6th. So for Manzueta, again, the stats don't tell the whole picture. Javi's had a tough season. His full name, Carlos Javier Manzueta. A lot of people on the team call him Javi. Javi's had a tough season, but on his bullpen on Tuesday, it was the best stuff he's had. First pitch to Boone Hosey is a slider that misses low, and there it is. That word right there, slider. If Carlos can land the slider, he's a completely different pitcher. And they were saying in his bullpen that he threw on Tuesday, not only was he landing it, but it looked great. 1 ball, no strikes to Hosey. And that's a fastball yanked low and away. Some teams in the VBL have different ideas of what they have on their roster. For Carlos, it's been about progression. It's been about getting him to a point where he can throw strikes consistently. He's 2-0 to Hosey. It's a fastball that catches the outer edge for strikes 1. And if Carlos can find the strike zone consistently, I'll tell you what, he's certainly a guy who has D1 stuff. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch to Hosey is a fastball inside. He fouls it straight back. It's 2-2. Unfortunately today for Carlos, he's not going to have a good read on what his velocity is because the radar gun's just been a little bit all over the place. Mentioned it in the first inning, that last pitch right at 53 miles per hour. Carlos has Hosey down 2-2. The pitch, a slider that's called strike 3. Carlos Manzueta gets Boone Hosey looking for out number 2 in the top of the 6th inning.
Now up to bat for the Cardinals, the second baseman, number 2, Carter May.
And there is what can make Carlos Manzueta dangerous. Not only is it an off-speed that he's landing for a strike, but from the catchers that I talked to after his bullpen on Tuesday, it's a deadly pitch. It's unfair is what they were saying. Looked like it there. 2 outs, and now Carter Bailey, who takes a first pitch fastball for strike 1. Bailey, the only person to score today for Front Royal. He had a leadoff homer in the top of the 2nd. Besides that, Cardinals' bats have been kept pretty quiet. Oh, and 1 pitch from Carlos is a slider that just misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bailey 1 for 2 in total on the day. As Manzueta misses low and away with the slider. But again, what that sets up, we've learned that Carlos can throw the fastball for a strike. Coming into the season, it was inconsistent. He's been consistent throwing the fastball for a strike, but what happens is these are college baseball players, and if it's the only thing you can throw for a strike, then they're going to swing at it. The slider looks good enough to where being on the fastball is tough. Bailey, a tough swing out to the shortstop Castillo, comes up with it. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Carlos Manzueta. Head to the bottom of the 6th. Your Lumberjacks lead 2-1.